Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES. Let's get to the news now, folks. The NFL offseason is always a period filled with whispers, rumors, and strategic moves. But this year, there's a particular storyline that's catching everyone's attention, especially among Eagles fans. It's about the edge rushers, that crucial position on defense that can change the course of a game in a matter of seconds. And let's be honest, the Eagles have been a team that's built their identity on a relentless, aggressive pass rush, something that's been key to their success in recent seasons. But this offseason, they've already seen some significant departures, and that's leaving a lot of questions about how they're going to maintain that ferocity on the front line. Josh Sweat, one of their most consistent pass rushers, has left in free agency, and while they still have some promising young talent like Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt, both of whom have shown flashes of brilliance, it's clear that the Eagles are looking for that veteran edge to reinforce their line. Recent additions like Azeez Ojulari and Josh Uch are promising, but it's still uncertain whether they can fill the void left by the veterans who have moved on. It's a puzzle, and the Eagles' front office, led by the ever-resourceful Howie Roseman, is known for making bold moves in the offseason to fill those gaps. Now here's the interesting part. If we look across the state to the Pittsburgh Steelers, there's a player who might just be the perfect fit for Philadelphia, and he might be available sooner than we think. I'm talking about Alex Highsmith. The Steelers, as you all know, have a core of a very talented defense, and their star TJ Watt is one of the best in the league. Watt is in the prime of his career, a true franchise cornerstone, and he's about to sign another extension that could put a big strain on Pittsburgh's salary cap. With Watt commanding a huge contract, the Steelers might have to make some tough decisions about players like Highsmith, who's been developing into a premier pass rusher himself. Highsmith was drafted by the Steelers in the third round back in 2020, and from day one, he proved that he was no ordinary draft pick. Initially coming off the bench, he quickly earned his spot on the starting lineup, and by his second season, he was already making a significant impact. In 2022, he really broke out, finishing the season with 5 sacks, leading the team and establishing himself as one of the NFL's most feared pass rushers. That season, he also finished with over 60 tackles and was a key player in Pittsburgh's defensive scheme, showing an ability to disrupt the backfield and create turnovers. What really sets Highsmith apart is his knack for creating turnovers, especially forced fumbles. In fact, he led the NFL in forced fumbles that year with 5, and his strip sack against the Bengals in Week 1 was a play that made highlight reels across the league. Since entering the league, Highsmith has been part of an elite group. Since 2020, only a handful of players, TJ Watt, Cameron Hayward, and now Highsmith, have accumulated at least 5 sacks, 59 quarterback hits, and 40 tackles for loss. That's the kind of production that makes him a game changer, a player who can shift momentum in an instant. And let's not forget, just last season, he signed a 4-year, $68 million extension with the Steelers, which shows how highly they value him. But that contract also raises questions about the future, especially with the cap hit of around $6 million in 2025 and over $20 million in 2026. So it's clear that Pittsburgh might face some difficult decisions. If they're going to prioritize keeping Watt, who is arguably their franchise player, Highsmith might be the one to go. That's where the Eagles come into the picture. Why are we talking about a trade? Well, because Highsmith fits perfectly with what Philadelphia needs right now. First, he's a dynamic player, speed, strength, and a relentless motor, bringing that sideline-to-sideline ability that complements the existing front seven. His 33-inch arms and impressive 4.72 40-yard dash make him a nightmare for offensive linemen and a constant threat to quarterbacks. His physicality in the run game is top-notch, and he has a nose for the ball, which is crucial for creating turnovers. His skill set aligns perfectly with the aggressive defensive philosophy that Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio has been implementing. Furthermore, the Eagles are looking to maximize their pass rush without breaking the bank. Highsmith's current contract is relatively team-friendly, especially considering his production. While some players demand huge contracts that can hamper a team's salary cap, Highsmith is earning around $17 million annually, a bargain for a player of his caliber. That kind of contract allows the Eagles to be flexible elsewhere, whether it's extending key players like Jalen Carter or Justin Evans or adding depth through the draft. And let's talk about leadership. Highsmith has already shown that he's not just about sacks and stats, he's a leader on and off the field. That intangible presence can be invaluable for a team like Philadelphia, which is always looking for players who bring intensity and leadership to the locker room. His energy could be contagious, especially for young players trying to find their footing. Now, what about the Steelers? Well, from their perspective, trading Highsmith could open up significant cap space, giving them room to negotiate extensions for other core players, especially T.J. Watt. With Highsmith's cap hit projected to be around $6 million next year, moving him could free up enough room to keep Watt happy and secure their future in the trenches. Plus, Highsmith's proven production, 5 career sacks, 9 forced fumbles, and even a defensive touchdown, makes him a valuable asset. The Steelers could use those savings to pursue other free agents or to rebuild certain areas, especially if they want to keep their defense among the top units in the league. The trade proposal is simple but strategic. Philadelphia offers a package that could include draft picks, perhaps a mid-round selection, or a young player to sweeten the deal. For Pittsburgh, it's about acquiring a proven young pass rusher who can step in immediately and contribute, while also clearing cap space for future moves. It's a win-win situation, but of course, it depends on whether the Steelers are willing to part with Highsmith. Given their current roster and cap situation, it's a real possibility, and that's what makes this story so compelling. Of course, the Steelers may hold on to Highsmith and try to build around him, especially considering how much he's developed over the past few seasons. But in the NFL, the offseason is all about pushing forward, making bold decisions, and sometimes, that means trading a key player to get better overall. That's exactly what the Eagles could be contemplating here. A move like this not only bolsters their pass rush, but also sends a message that they're serious about contending once again. And to bring it all together, this potential trade is emblematic of what the Eagles have been doing under Howie Roseman, constantly evaluating and retooling to stay ahead of their rivals. They've built a roster that's deep, talented, and hungry for another Super Bowl appearance. The addition of a player like Highsmith could be the missing puzzle piece that propels them over the top. It's a move that could reshape the NFC East and send shockwaves across the league. So, Eagles fans, keep your eyes peeled. This offseason is far from over, and moves like this could be announced any day now. Team is always exploring options, and with a roster that's on the brink of greatness, every decision counts. Remember, the NFL is a league of inches, and sometimes, a single trade can change everything. The Eagles are in a prime position to make bold moves, and Highsmith's name is certainly one to watch. This is the kind of story that keeps us all on the edge of our seats, dreaming of another Super Bowl run, powered by a relentless defense that's just getting started. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think a trade for Alex Highsmith is the move they should make? Would you be willing to part with some future draft capital or a young player to bring in someone who could be a difference maker right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Eagles. We love hearing your insights, your predictions, and your passion. Remember, this team is built for moments like these, and your voice is part of the reason we keep pushing to bring you the best NFL coverage. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and more of everything you need to stay ahead of the game. The Eagles are always in the news, always looking to improve, and always pushing for excellence. So stay tuned, keep the faith, and let's see what the future holds. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, And with moves like potentially adding Alex Highsmith, Philadelphia could be setting the stage for another deep playoff run. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Birds!